Today's gonna be a really exciting day. We have this brand new 2025 Lexus GX550, and we're gonna be doing a complete overhaul within the next couple weeks. I have my buddy Kashi right here. He's the owner of this, and shout out to CBI for sponsoring this rig completely. Now, there are going to be a little bit of hurdles. We'll get to that in a second, but Kashi, what are you most excited about when it comes to your new GX550? What do you plan to do with it once it's built? Like, tell me about it.
I'm more excited to convert this thing from its regular grocery getter status and, thing you see at the Spectrum all day long to a very capable vehicle. That's honestly the biggest goal here, is to really transform something from what you're used to seeing to what is that and what's done to it.
Yeah, definitely. Now, today is part one, like I mentioned, of a 4 to 5 part series. This thing is going to be debuting at an Overland Expo, and we only have 3 weeks to build this. Now, the issue is not all the parts are done being manufactured for this rig. So we got to move quick. We got to get on some phone calls. We have some friends running special errands for us.
Yep.
The suspension's not even done. So we're going to have to finesse something for now just to make it work. Now we're going to go over all the CBI products because they're fully sponsoring this. Shout out to you guys once again. But with that being said, Kashi, tell us what we're doing on this stage one of the build.
Just like Jason said, shout out to a lot of special people. New Year Tire, a Wheel and Tire over in Santa Ana, brought some tires for us. Awesome dudes. And also Peak, Nick at Peak, got us some suspension components until our King stuff is done, which is going to be the next segment of this. But we're going to be doing a wheel and tire combo today. Special wheels that are made for 88 rotor. That nobody else has, not your typical 20-inch Vauxhalls as you typically are going to see on these things. We'll be doing the Prinsu rack that's been provided by them and CBI, which is going to be pretty amazing. And those are going to be in some billet uppers that also 88 rotor got for us, which is going to be super cool and really nice to put on there. And that's going to be the first stage of this build. That's really what we're going to be doing.
So excited, bro. Well, I'm super stoked also. Let's get a quick tour of 88 rotors, bring this bitch into the bay, and start building it.
Hey, don't hit my car, bro.
Now, for our GX build, we knew 88 rotors had to be a part of it. Not only are they super knowledgeable and carry all the off-road brands, they're right here in our backyard in Southern California.
The moment we pulled up to 88 rotors, the team wasted no time. They jumped right into action, bringing in the GX and all the parts we had on hand. I've never seen a crew work so seamlessly together. It was like they could read each other's minds. Every move was precise, every step perfectly in sync. It was incredible to watch them flow as a unit. Right on cue, the van rolled up with our 88 Rotors RRW collab wheels, and the energy in the shop kicked up another notch. While half the team mounted up the Nitto Grapplers, the others got to work stripping down the suspension, prepping everything for the peak spacers to go in.
Can we just take a second to appreciate how clean this wheel and tire combo truly is? I'm loving the RRWs on my 4Runner. I know Kashi's gonna love them on the GX. They're so clean and really gave this GX a nice facelift. Continuing the build, it was time for the suspension and roof rack. Our buddy Robbie came out to give us a hand. He has a pretty cool Tacoma. Make sure to follow him on Instagram. But needless to say, the team was hard at work. They didn't stop at all. They were going all day long, except for their little lunch break.
So just like that, you see they've gone ahead and put that spacer in there. This is now going to go ahead and extend the spring down the amount of the block of that spacer. So now you're going to get about a 2-inch lift, because that spacer was about 2 inches thick. You get a 2-inch lift out of this without compromising the spring rate that much at this point. What we're doing here is you're going to end up preloading the suspension here so they can go ahead and get the spacer put on there. This right here, we'll preload it, we'll get it going. You can see on this side here, we're going to be taking off the top of the strut here and just going ahead and removing everything out there. That's the ADSS stuff. A lot of electronics go into the new GXs to help the suspension kind of change and do its thing, different modes and things of that nature.
Now, with time ticking away, the team worked diligently to get stage 1 wrapped up before they closed for the day, putting the final touches on the suspension and lastly installing the Prinsu Roof Rack that the guys over at CBI and Prinsu had sent over. Thank you guys again. Now, like mentioned in the beginning of the video, our King suspension obviously wasn't here. Thank you guys at Peak for coming in clutch with the pucks. However, we did have to do a little trimming for clearance on the 35-inch tires. Not that big of a deal. The GX is really starting to come together and take shape with just a handful of mods. It's looking that much more aggressive and we're really excited to rip it on the trails. And just like that, the GX was all wrapped up on stage 1 of our build. Now it's just time to test it out. Make sure the alignment's good, make sure nothing's rattling, and that everything's safe and sound. And then just dialing in some last final tweaks before we head out for the day and wrap up stage 1. This thing's looking absolutely incredible. I know Kashi and myself are super happy. Stay tuned for part 2 of the next episode where we have a ton more going on the GX, from molly panels to bumpers and lights and so much more. If you thought this video was interesting, if you yourself are looking to get into a GX550 or build a new one that you already own, let us know in the comments below what you like, what you don't like, and what your plans are for the build. And also, make sure to turn on post notifications so that when stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4 on the trails and over at the Overland Expo go live, you guys won't miss out on some new updates when it comes to the GX. I'm Jason, Kashi signing off. We'll catch you on the next one.